I haven't talked about market conditions for a while, but I wanted to show you today what it looks like to apply market indexing, this technique that I've talked a lot about. And I'm using the tool that I've got, and I want to show you how well it did in this particular assignment. So just to give you a little overview of what I've done, this is my Excel workbook where I have my market indexing analysis. I've got two methods in here. I'm just going to show you one, and it worked fantastic. This was the version that comes from Netris Trends data. That's what you're looking at here. Locally, it's Netris Trends. It's called InfoSparks is the program. I always say Netris Trends because that's what it's branded here, but you probably know it as InfoSparks if you have it, unless they've rebranded it in your MLS. So if you've never seen this before, this is a really good aggregation tool. It takes the sales in your MLS and does time series analysis for you. It's a really fantastic tool if you've got it. I think 80% of appraisers do have this tool. So if you do, then you're one of the fortunate ones that has some really good data from this tool. Well, what I've done is taken this tool um, and actually boil it down into some really good analysis. I actually uh, take some of the CSV data from this and put it into my workbook. And the reason I do that is I want uh, to do a little bit of modeling and smoothing of the data. And then I actually want to combine these different ways of looking at particular locations in my market segment and boil it down into an index. And that's what's happening right here. And the really nice part about this is it takes what is kind of a weird market I've got going on where I've had some swings you can see in what has happened in the market, and I can boil that down into to specific percentage adjustments. And this, I'm going to show you the before and after on when I applied this in my in my sales comparison approach. Let me see. Okay, here you go. So this is two different ways of looking at this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on these. Okay, so the top image, so what you're looking at here, this is actually a workbook that I've got built into a la mode. And so I do a little bit of statistical analysis here. So the top is the version before time adjustments, before market condition adjustments. You can see the highlighted cell here is the standard deviation of my adjusted data set with all other adjustments in there, but no time adjustments. So you can see it's 24,500 roughly, coefficient of variation of 3.5%. Not bad, but when I applied my time adjustments, my standard deviation, so that's the lower section here, my standard deviation plummeted from 25,000 to 15,000, and my coefficient of variation went to 2.3%. And this made a big difference. So this is demonstrably a better analysis. It did a better job of explaining price variation in my grid, and it had a big impact on the value. Without time adjustments, I would have been over appraising this one. Now, I don't use this particular weighting system, but the a la mode integration here is really old. And so there's a limitation on what you can do with it. So the weighted mean here, so that would say, roughly a 705,000 value. But once my time adjustments were applied here, it looks like more like a 677, 678. So that's a big difference. So again, this is what I love about this particular technique. I was able to apply specific time adjustments based on where my comps sold. In this particular assignment, I had some pretty old sales. I definitely had at least one back here almost a year ago. I had some at the sort of the peak of the market, some more recent, and so that was a way that this particular uh, indexing method just blew this deal out of the park. I'm really happy with it. If this is something you want to look into, I've got a ton of training on how to use this. I actually will license you to use this tool. Right now, I'm doing it just on my own for people who see videos like this and are interested. I only charge $100 for it right now. I'll probably package it into something, make it maybe later, and probably the price would go up at that point. But at this point, I've got this. It's in Excel. I've got 3.5 hours of YouTube training on exactly what on earth is going on in here and how I did this and how you can use your MLS if you don't have InfoSparks, or you can use both simultaneously. That's what I do on all my assignments. I actually use both methods. I would show you the second method on this one, but I'm real time in this assignment. I haven't done the second method yet. I just did the first, applied it, and I was like, man, this is such a great example. And I just wanted to pop on the camera and show you.